My name is Gale Dowding. I'm one of the ministers at Influence Church in the north of England, mainly in Richmond, North Yorkshire, and then across the north of England. And it's my privilege today to just share for a couple of minutes something that Amy asked me to share about boundaries as leaders. And if I'm honest, this has not always been my strong point. Of all the things to be asked about boundaries, it has sometimes been a bit of a weakness in me. Because the truth is, like you, as a leader, we love people, we want to help people, we want to be there, and sometimes we have answers that we know our people need, and when we see people struggling, it's hard not to step in. But when we look in the Bible, it's very clear that Jesus was great at this. There are many times when we find out that Jesus withdrew and went by himself or with his Father to go and pray. Many times before he was getting ready to go into a new level of ministry or even go to the cross, he withdrew from the people, from the crowds, from the noise, and spent time just on himself, getting himself ready. Or maybe after John the Baptist was brutally killed, we find that Jesus had withdrawn again and just spent some time with his Father processing stuff. And as leaders, we're giving out. And many of us are, especially in this last season, we've given out and out and out. If we're not careful, we can burn out. And really, we want to avoid that at all costs, because this message that God's given us to carry is so important that we need to be strong and ready to do it. So how do we do it? How do we put boundaries in? Especially if you, like me, like people. Well, first we need to do this. We need to know what our limits are. We all have different capacities for people and for stuff and for energy even. My husband, Ben, he loves people. He is energized by being around people all the time. If it was up to him, he'd have people every day in our house. And although I really like people, I really like time on my own as well. And so we have to recognize and negotiate what that looks like for us. So with us, with our kids who are 18 and 14, we have a bit of a general rule that we have people in our house at least once, up to 2 times a week. And then that's it. Sometimes we're doing other things outside of our house, but in terms of in our family space, that's what we do. We also try and operate as much as we can from rest rather than booming and bust. Do you understand what I mean? So plan in holidays, be proactive in our rest. And one of the really important things to do when we plan our rest is work out what energizes, what pours into us, and communicating with our team what that looks like when we're off, what our boundaries are, and all of our people as well, so we're not constantly messaged and stuff. Really, it's a personal thing, what works for you. But we want to be strong and healthy, so that includes having conversations with our team and our churches and our spouses even about what boundaries need to look like, whether it's being messaged on our day off or not, or whatever that is. You need to find out your way and do something proactive rather than getting burnt out in the process. So excited for what you're doing across the whole nation. The church needs women to stand up and be a voice, but let's be really careful and putting boundaries in, being sensible and protecting our time so we can shine really bright for Jesus. See you again soon. Bye-bye.